The Case of the Missing Ribs, a New Year's Eve mystery. This is based on a true story, with some artistic license. Names have been changed to protect barbecue aficionados. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm heading to my friend Emma's dinner party across town. I'm really excited about this dinner because she told us in advance that she had ordered ribs from her favorite barbecue place. Let's call it the Delicious Barbecue Company. She's been telling us about this caterer for ages, and Emma is a barbecue connoisseur. The kind of person that looks up reviews for the top barbecue spots whenever she's visiting a new city. So when she says it's good, I believe her. So when I'm running a bit late for the dinner, my hope is that all the good stuff won't be gone by the time I get there. I practically sprint up the stairs to her apartment. But when I walk in, I find my friend on the phone, pacing back and forth across her living room. Apparently, her tray of barbecue ribs had never arrived. She requested a status update on her order an hour before, only to be met with radio silence. This is definitely not a situation you want right before guests arrive at a dinner party in your home on one of the busiest days of the year. At this point, we were willing to settle for late barbecue ribs, so she got back on the phone to try and reach a manager. Having worked with service teams in the past, I immediately went into Sherlock mode and tried to think of what could have happened to our delicious but missing barbecue ribs. Scenario 1. The driver was delayed. This seemed like the most plausible scenario during a busy season. As a popular caterer, I'm sure they were inundated with orders over the holidays. Maybe our food was halfway across town and slowly making its way back to us. Scenario 2. The food was delivered to the wrong address. Maybe the address wasn't taken down properly when the order was made. Or considering that many small businesses use external logistics companies, perhaps they used one with a manual process and it wasn't copied accurately when handing over the order for delivery, in which case some other lucky person was probably enjoying a free meal. Scenario 3. The order wasn't properly documented. Maybe they didn't have a standardized or automated system for documenting orders, which means our order was lost in the hustle and bustle of a peak demand period. I could almost visualize the nightmare sequence. Our order, hastily written down on a nearby scrap of paper by a harried chef in an understaffed kitchen, trying to respond to inquiries while throwing out instructions to his team. When completing the call, he turns to place the order with the other tickets, only for him to be distracted by a stovetop fire, and the forlorn piece of paper falls to the ground to be swept away, lost and forgotten. Okay, maybe a tad dramatic, but you get my point. Our food may never have existed in the first place. At this moment, my thoughts were interrupted by Emma's raised voice on the phone. She'd finally gotten through to a manager from the Delicious Barbecue Company, and I could tell from her barely restrained tone that things were not going well. After another minute on the line and a few eye rolls, she demanded her money back, vowed never to order from them again, and ended the call. Clearly, making the best ribs in town doesn't matter if your customer never gets to enjoy them. Thankfully, Emma, the consummate host, had a backup plan and had made other dishes at home, which turned out to be more than enough for all of us. Between the food, drinks, and sparkling conversation, we all had a great time. However, I still wonder what happened to those ribs. Could it have been a simple logistical mix-up or a coordinated New Year's Eve barbecue heist across town? I feel like the latter would have made the news. What do you think happened? And how could the caterer have handled the situation better?